This is Afroeconomics with J.B. Bryan. Afroeconomics is a strategic financial management program designed for the advancement of Black wealth in America and abroad. How to save money every day. A common excuse I hear is I need to save money, but I just can't. Now, that is indeed an excuse. Well, because you can. Let's look at the often overlooked ways that we actually waste our money. If we stop wasting, then we can start saving even more. The first thought that I had is that a top financial dream killer for us in many ways is restaurant food, especially fast food that appears cheap, but indeed it adds up. And it also adds up over your lifetime because the 10th principle of Afroeconomics is Black health and Black wealth. And you are wasting your money on cheap food and it's killing you. So it's not really cheap. It's very expensive over the long term. So I noticed that there are so many different forms of fast food and so many different ways that we're actually wasting money. I noticed somewhere that I was in my 30s that fast food has become, and food in general, has become a form of entertainment, even during the workday. I used to have an office that was in a building and the call center was up above. And there were a lot of young Black people that worked in the call center. And then at lunchtime, they would break into their different groups and they'd jump in their cars and they'd race out to the parking lot. And then they'd all go out in the short time that they had. I don't know if they had 30 minutes or an hour and go buy lunch. Now, I'm amazed at how fast they were able to go buy food, buy stuff and come back. I mean, they were just fast and on the move, but they were rushing to indeed waste their money. They were taking their precious break, wasting their money, and they were actually spending their entire break on going to get the food and then spending the money over that time. If we look at it technically, on the time that they spent using their break time, they probably over the past hour before their break, their hourly wage or any of their hours that they were working after tax may not be as much as the money that they spent during that 1 hour or 30-minute break that they took. What I'm saying is that you can actually spend more on your lunch or at a restaurant than you actually make per hour as an employee. We have to be very careful with that. I want us to also, as a second point, cut down on entertainment expenses like cable, Netflix, game boxes, movies, bowling, the concerts, all these different forms that we use to escape. Well, I have found that the greatest escape is often just to take a walk outside. It's absolutely free. If we use the example that I had before, now this call center, this building that I was in with the call center, those employees were at one of the prettiest places in that suburban area. They could have walked outside. They could have taken their absolutely free break. So decide where you want to take that walk. You can take a drive to the river. You can to go to the ocean. You can bring your own food, but your entertainment doesn't have to be expensive. Your entertainment can just be, you can save hundreds of dollars by finding natural forms of less expensive ways of entertaining yourself. So you can take that, say $200 that you save, and it's very possible to save $200 off from expensive entertainment things. Think about the cost of those game boxes. So you take that money, that's a retirement contribution. That is paying down a credit card bill that has an extremely high interest rate. A third way that we can save every day is to make your coffee at home. There's millions of people that have a coffee habit, but they refuse to actually just drink their own coffee. Well, make your coffee at home or get a little coffee pot and take it to work. Now, but make sure that whatever it is that's your habit, or do you have a habit of buying out of a vending machine that they have at the office? Well, save that money and don't use the vending machine. Don't buy expensive coffees if your point is to save money every day. What about working more hours? Now, it's Saturday. I'm working. I'm not spending. There are a whole bunch of people who are working and who are spending because it's a weekend and they're not working. But if you work more hours, you are not going to have the time to spend more money. So that's why a lot of times when people retire, they spend more money, because they have more time to spend money. They have more time to go to the mall. They have more time to be pulled into the advertisements because they have that time. So work more hours is an actual way of saving money every day. And I believe it. I was talking to a client last night and he was talking about all the overtime that he's doing to make more money. And I said, man, if I worked somewhere, and I knew exactly how much I was going to make when I put in these hours, I think they would have to push me out of the door, because I'm an entrepreneur. And no matter how many hours I put in, I don't know exactly what I'm going to make. Now, so if you know this, if you know that you're going to do this, to me, it seems like it's an easy one. Go to work more. And then holiday shopping online has saved me thousands over the years. I know it, because when I get in the mall, I'm just like everybody else. I love pretty stuff. I love the trees. I love it. I love to see Christmas decorations. So you get in there, you get all excited, you get all emotional, and you go, oh, I got to buy this for everybody, and I want this and that. But if you shop online, you will stick to your list. Even if it's a birthday, if you plan ahead, shop online, don't go in there to the mall impulsively, but you know their birthday is coming. So go and plan ahead and try to use that to help you restrict your spending and your saving money. Now, do more for yourself. That's my 6th point, to do more for yourself. I saw a post on social media where the brother had a picture of a bathroom that he had remodeled. And he said that I saved my family thousands by going on a video website and actually remodeling my bathroom myself. And that is the truth. It is crazy because it's true. Some of these sites have videos on everything you could possibly imagine. Almost everything. I've been doing videos and podcasts so long that in my library, between videos and podcasts, there's probably not a financial topic that you could wonder about that you cannot go seek out. So multiply that by millions of people. Millions of people on whatever topic that you are working on or whatever thing you're trying to do yourself, and look at the massive amounts of information that we have at our fingertips that can save us money. Save that money. No matter what it is you're trying to do, save the money. Check online, see if it's something that you can do yourself. And I think that this is very important, and it has worked for me also. I'm sure it has worked for you before. You just didn't realize it. Is walk away before you buy something. Don't allow the impulse of buying it to take over. If it's something that you want, but you don't need, but you just want it, have the strength to walk away and give it a couple of days and ask them to just hold it for you if you're afraid that it might be gone. But don't get caught. And sometimes it might not even take a couple of days. It might take a couple of hours to just walk away and think through it logically. Do you really need to do this? I had a discussion with an Afroeconomics member, and he was talking about increasing his housing expenses and getting a bigger place. And I said, well, you also have that tax liability that is about to come due. And he said, thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. So sometimes after going home or thinking about something financially, before you do it, you might find out that that purchase is still sound. It's still a good thing to do, but you might find out that I can save that money. I really don't need to do that right now. So think through things, walk away before you buy. And especially if you're buying something that you just want, not need, because you're not going to walk away from groceries. That's something you need. We're talking about wants here. What about quality over quantity? Now, I remember in high school that I would go to the mall, say with like $300 of my McDonald's summer work money. And then my friends, both of us would have the same amount of money approximately. And then say they would end up with 10 items and I would end up with about 2 items for the same $300. Maybe I'd have like 4. But they'd have a whole bunch of stuff. They'd have like all new stuff for the entire first week of school. And I'd only have that 4. But because I didn't realize it then, of course, that I was focusing on quality items. I mean, I like to buy like real clothes. I still had quality items from last year that I was going to wear to combine with my new stuff. So, and I have been about the same size since 5th grade, all the way through high school. So over the long term, I'm saying here is that quality pays off, but it takes discipline. So sometimes you want something that is a quality item, but you will settle and buy the cheap item and then regret it. And you have to buy 10 of those cheap items when you should have waited and just saved up for the quality item. Like the PC that I use or the computer that I use or my laptop that I use. I will only buy the best. Because if not, the rest of them, the cheaper ones, are disposable, basically. So you're buying over and over and over again. But if you buy one that you know is expandable, can take care of your needs moving forward, not just your current needs, then you're buying and you save up for that. Because basically, when you buy something, especially technical now, you need to be saving for the next one. The next quality purchase. So even when it comes down to food, we need to focus on quality and not just quantity, even though we're socialized that way. Food has become, everybody's got access, unfortunately, to food, but the quality of it has been reduced so much that it's making us sick, and we need to be careful and be more selective on how we spend our money, because you actually could go to a restaurant and get all of this quantity, these great big servings of crap. Like I explained to my daughter, you can go to a restaurant and all of the cheap stuff is a whole bunch. The cheap bread, the cheap pasta. But the part that you need, like last night, my daughter and I went out and they would give you all the bread you want. Well, I don't eat bread. They'll give you all of the crap that you want, refills on toxic soda. Well, I don't drink soda. But when I wanted roasted broccoli, they bought me about 3 little bits of roasted broccoli. Now, for that same $5 for that side of roasted broccoli, I could have bought a couple of heads of broccoli and ate off it for 2 days. So that's why we have to be conscious that even though the experience is fun, it's a waste of money in many cases. So focus on quality, not quantity. Now, buying based on how something makes you feel. Because there's somebody out there listening to me right now that's saying that she's crazy because I feel good when I go out and waste money. Now, we've got to realize that we buy a lot of things based on just how they make us feel. I was talking to a lady. She had lost her job. And she had a retirement account and we're trying to secure her retirement. She said, I need to take some of it out, but I want to do a rollover for most of it. I want to take some of it out. And I said, oh, what you going to do with the money you're taking out? And she said, well, there's this purse that I want. And I feel like that when I go to job interviews, this $1,000 purse will make me feel better. Now, that was the saddest thing. No, it's not the saddest. I hear a lot of sad stuff, but that is sad. And I explained to her that you realize that you said the word feel. Now, you don't need, now if she needed that at the same time as that discussion, it came up that she needed health insurance. But she wasn't taking out the money to make sure that her family had health insurance. She said, I'm taking out this money because I need to buy a purse. Me and my girlfriend are talking about this purse. And now that I have access to this money, I want to take some out to buy a purse. That is sad. So I said, well, you think about it. And when we meet again. And so when she came back, she said, you know what? I'm so glad you made me think about that because I don't need it. Too often, we use items to make us feel better, but it's only a quick fix. And she discovered that. So let's manage our emotions so that we can manage our finances better. And number 10, read more books. Read Afroeconomics, Our Black Wealth Matters. Reading financial books, I believe, can help you save money every day. Email me at jb@afroeconomics.com and get my ebook absolutely free. Go to the library and get even more free books. It will help you be more financially conscious. Watch the free videos, but go out and get as much free financial empowerment as you can. An 11th point is to have a financial plan for your long-term goals. Look at that financial plan throughout the day so that you will stay conscious on saving money, not just once a month, but look at your financial goals every day to keep you focused. And finally, accountability and review. The 6th principle of Afroeconomics. It will help you stay and get back on track if you fall off track and start spending unnecessarily again. Make sure that you keep yourself accountable. So in order to stay on track, sometimes it requires you getting help. And if you want to have a team behind you, join Afroeconomics. Check it out. Check out the membership privileges. Afroeconomics.com. Hashtag Afroeconomics. And I'm JB Bryan. Today's podcast was powered by JB Bryan Financial Group, a registered investment advisory firm and the home of Afroeconomics in Virginia, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and New York.